friends. This is the preparation work needed to get your Santa, your jolly old Saint Nick, appliqued and ready to go for the embellishment stitches. If doing the basics of appliquing wool down is new to you, I would recommend the video about the Live Happy Stitch Along Day 1 applique for beginners. It will give you everything you need to know to get started on that. But go ahead and watch part of the beginning of this one so you know what you're looking out for. This project is on cotton, and because of that, that cotton needs some stabilizer. So I like to use the SF101 or Shape Flex stabilizer on the back of my cotton. But once I have that in place, I like to use what I call a placement guide. It is the pattern, but it is on vellum, and because of that you can see through it, and so it helps to be able to see the layers underneath. In order to center Santa, I go ahead and fold my placement guide in fourths, and I fold my background in fourths, and I mark those edges with a pin, and that way I can center it and I know where it's supposed to be. And then you can either like tape down the top edge so that you can fold it up and down, or you can put pins in the top edge. You just want that to stay where it's at so that you can get all of the pieces in the correct place. While working on I'm getting everything aligned, remember that you have your placement guide. You can see that I folded my placement guide in the middle. I also folded my background in the middle. Now remember that background is cotton, so it needs a stabilizer on the back of it like SF101 or Shape Flex. So then you can, I don't have my pins in it anymore because I've got past that point, but then you can align things, figure out where you want it. And I like to be able to lift it up and move them to the right spots. As far as the order you put them on, you'll need to do the mouth first. The mouth is the very first one. And then once you've got the mouth on, you can also do the face, mouth and the face. And then I go back and put the lips on, and then the beard, and all of these other white pieces, not the mustache, just all of these other white pieces, the pink pieces, the pink cheeks. And then this is the last one that I add, but I do need to show you on this one right here. I don't stitch down the whole thing because that little curl right there is going to start under the brim of the hat, and I'm going to leave the paper on this one for now so that you can see it. And I don't remember exactly where it goes, but we'll just pretend right there for a minute. See how this one is over top? So I stitched it down everywhere except that last little piece right there, because this piece I will stitch down on top of the brim. But before I can do the brim, I need to do the velvet part of the hat. And so that's the part that I wanted to show you next. Okay, so first things first, if your velvet is wrinkled and needs to be ironed, do not iron the front of velvet. That is a no-no. I don't know how well this video is going to work for this part because I do most of my videos as lay flats, but let's try it. I'm using a steamer on the back side to iron it. I'm not ironing it flat because that will mess with the pile on the other side. It'll mess that up. But if you have a seam in it that you need to get rid of, I don't know if you need a steamer or if you could do the same thing with your little iron if you turned on the steam coming out of it and just let the steam, but don't touch it with the iron. Just hold it, I don't know if you can see that, hold it half an inch to an inch away and steam away. It works best, my steamer works best, I know, if I'm holding it, letting something hang on a hanger to do it. So it's hard to show you how I manage that. Okay, the next thing I want to talk about is the nap of the velvet. All right, I think I have enough space there, ironed or flattened, yes. Okay, there are other options for ironing velvet. You can put it on there's actually a pin board that is like a whole bunch of little pins poking up, and you're supposed to be able to lay it face down like that, and it's supposed to keep this edge from getting flat. But I would just try to shy away from anything that resembles ironing on your velvet. Okay, let's see what we can see differently in the nap. You might have to look at it at an angle, but one of the ways then you look at it, and my mom taught me this when I was sewing growing up. Take the velvet and hold it up in front of you and look down. If what you see when you look down is dark, that is what you're supposed to see. If what you see when you look down is shiny, then you've got it on upside down. which doesn't matter. What I want you to pay attention to when you're putting this piece on is, do I like the look of it going this direction? Let me pull this down a little bit. Because I think, or do I like the look of it going the other direction? So you kind of have to decide what direction you like it to look, okay? So that's what we'll talk about with the nap. But first, let's talk about how to get this on correctly. Velvet is not like wool. We have to needle turn it. I have fuzzy from, it's okay, those fuzzies will come off. I'll get a sticky roller and get those off. Okay, I'm simultaneously working on a white one and a pink one and a red one. This is, let me look at my faces. They are not a lot different. That's the pink one. This is the red one. Okay. My favorite ways to needle turn are to wrap it around a 3-layer thick of freezer paper. Iron 3 layers of freezer paper together, cut out the exact shape, wrap it around, and iron it in place. And then with a lot of pressing and some, I prefer flatter, I can get those edges to be really crisp around there. But we're talking about velvet, and velvet doesn't do that. And so if it's a roundish shape at all with the velvet, I, again, do the same sort of thing. I don't know if I have any, here's a piece that might work. I do the same sort of thing, but instead of ironing it in place, I would cut this 1/4 of an inch. I would sew running stitches around it and cinch it up so that it was cinched up around it. Then I wouldn't have to iron it, but it would be cinched around it. And I would sew along the edges to sew it down, and then I leave a gap in the end, and in the end I go in and pull this piece. To pull this piece out, I stick it in tweezers and roll the tweezers up, and that does this to the little piece until you can just pull it out. The problem we have here is that the shape that we are doing right here is not conducive to either one of those methods, okay? So it really literally needs to be needle turned. And so I'm gonna show you how I have done this. This will be the second and third time that I've done this exact, well, not this exact pattern because it's slightly different, but I've done this hat, okay? So what I want to do first is mark where the hat goes on the front. I need to know on the front where that hat goes so that I know where to put the stitches when I'm needle turning it. So I'm going to take my placement guide. I'm going to turn it upside down so it's easier for me to reach the top. And when you go to put your placement guide on, if it doesn't quite match, the important part here would be the edges of the face. So I'm going to line up the edges of the face on there with where they should be. And if that means my beard is a little off, it doesn't matter. Okay. This is going to have his head a little bit crooked, and I don't really want that. So I think I'll settle for right. But I need that piece to go on top of that. So maybe we'll move both sides down just a smidgen. There we go. Okay, now my Santa will be straight up and down. What I need is to know where this line is. And so it's easy to mark it on top of the, where you've got felt underneath. See, I'm on my cutting board surface, but if there's felt, my pen, let me show you a spot that's new, will pop right through. You can hear it going tick, tick, tick as I'm making those new spots. Now, right here where the top of this ends, you need to mark that somehow so you know where that spot is, and I'll explain that later. So I just did the 2 lines right here just so that I know where that spot was. But once I get down to this surface where I don't have multiple layers, it's hard to get it to pop like that. So I just took a scrap piece of wool. I actually picked a color that I don't know if the blue will show, but if not, I can get rid of it. And I went the rest of the way around. The other spot I marked carefully, there we go, right up here, because I don't actually have to needle turn this part because it's going to be under this white wool. So I need to know where these 2 lines are. And to do that on mine, I marked these other little dots super close together. And then, so that's how I'll know where that spot ends. Okay, let's keep going, 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 until we get the whole thing marked. Did I already mark there? I did not. Okay, now that we have it all marked, now before any of these disappear, I'm gonna go in and actually draw the line in between. This will make it a little more annoying because I will have to remove this line. And I'll have to remove it carefully because I don't want the red to bleed from my velvet. But I think, so I'm gonna wanna remove it, but I just want enough of a line there that I can find it later. Oh, I kind of got crazy dot to dotting over here. Okay, you'll notice that these two are bigger. And that's those ones that mark where I need to be careful sewing it and where beyond that point, I don't have to needle turn. Okay, most of this needle turn is going to be fairly straightforward. The tricky part of the needle turn is going to happen in two places. One of them would be right here. However, since that part is going to be under the white wool next to it, that one's not going to be super tricky. And this end is also going to have it under. So we're okay on those spots. But this one right here, where the curve goes in and not out, out curves are simpler. In curves, we're going to have to clip our velvet there. And so that spot will end up being a little bit tricky. Okay, my pen, I brought two of them up here. I almost wish they had a little sign on the outside of them that said if they're running out, so that you knew whether it was one of your good pens or not. Okay, I think I have that one traced well enough that we can see it. Now, the method that I learned to needle turn was somebody teaching me to needle turn on cotton, because usually on wool this plan doesn't work. The reason is because you stitch it from the back side, and on the wool I can't see through to get the pattern in the right place. But because this is mostly going on cotton, we're going to figure out how to make it work. So now the spots where my board is white under here make it a lot easier to see. The other thing I can do is put a white paper underneath here, or I thought I had a light box up here, but I can't see my light box. So some way that you can see through your pattern to see where you're supposed to be tracing. If I move mine around, oh yeah, there shows up my line right there. Sorry, I have the soundtrack to Wicked in my head because today is the day that it came out on streaming services. Okay, that's gonna work. Whoops, let's see. Over here. Can you see where I'm drawing? I'm not gonna do, well, I'll dot the tip of it so that I know, but right here, where it goes over top of the wool, I can't see the pattern through it. So I'm going to take my pattern, turn it upside down, and align it, and most of it, obviously, I can see. It's just these parts over the wool that I can't see. So then I'm going to go ahead and mark those through my pattern. You could mark the entire thing backwards here. The trick is getting it in the right spot, and that's a lot harder to see on the back. But since I have most of it traced there, it'll give me the other spots. Okay, now we are ready. What we're going to do, this is the red one, is lay our piece of velvet. Let me do it on the pink one because my pink piece of velvet is cut smaller, and my red one I've got to cut a piece off of. All right, the pink velvet gets laid on right here how we want it to look. So I'm going to play with it and go, is that the way I want it to look? Or is, whoops, sorry, is that the way I want it to look?